impact. When the Ukraine war started, energy prices went up. Now, because of the Iran crisis, energy prices have gone up. And everything else that follows from that has an impact on our resources, of course, because we put resource into Ukraine and capability into Ukraine, where we're doing incredible things with the Ukrainians, including some of what's going on in the collaboration that you're responsible for, and, of course, capability. And you will have seen that in the last few months we've deployed our armed forces in and around the Gulf states to defend them from attacks from Iran, and that means that our pilots were up in the sky within hours of the beginning of that conflict, taking out incoming that was aimed at civilians in the Gulf states, and of course our service personnel who are grounded there. Of course, that conflict is not just confined to the geography of Ukraine and the geography of the Middle East. It goes beyond that, because increasingly we're seeing state-backed attacks across our country and other countries. Cyberattacks, very, very common now, something we have to constantly battle. Incursions into our airspace, incursions into our waterways that we have to deal with, and the ever-present threat to our underwater facilities and capabilities, particularly the cables that are so vital to so many aspects of our life, including our economy. These are all ways in which we are drawn into these conflicts in a very, very real way. Now, we, the United Kingdom, have responded very strongly with sanctions, particularly in Iran and Ukraine, which are amongst the strongest in the world. Really meaningful sanctions that are having an impact, but they are sanctions that we do with our allies. The action we've taken in relation to the shadow fleet that is supporting Putin in his war effort, again working with others, we're on that on a daily basis. And what we've done as a country by bringing together coalitions. So we had a coalition of the willing for Ukraine, which is UK-led, with France and Germany. That is a coalition of countries to provide the security guarantees that will be needed in Ukraine if and when we get to a ceasefire. So hugely important work with a lot of military planning that's gone into that. And then in the last few months, we've had a coalition, a different coalition put together, again UK-led, French-led, so you can see the role that we're playing on the globe in relation to this. That coalition is aimed at giving reassurance for passage of vessels through the Strait of Hormuz as soon as it's safe for them to go through. Because in our discussions with those that operate the vessels, energy companies, bankers, insurers, etc., they want reassurance before they will go through that Strait of Hormuz. And it's our responsibility to put that capability there. And again, a lot of military planning has gone into that. So we are rising to the moment, but we have to ask ourselves what our priorities are for our country, and that's why I took the decision that we would increase defence spending to 2.6%. And so we've already taken that step. That's the biggest sustained increase in defence spending since the Cold War. We're determined that as we increase defence spend, which we've already done, as we implement the Defence Investment Plan, which will be published in coming weeks, it's really important that what goes alongside that is good, well-paid, skilled jobs in this country, because this is the first priority for our country, but it needs to be felt in every community across the country. Every community needs to see the opportunity that is here in this for those good, well-paid jobs wherever they are. And with different capability, with different technology, the chances for those jobs to be in different places is enormous, and therefore it will be conditional that this money, this capability, comes on the condition that those jobs